Thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, first of all, let me take a moment to thank Speaker Johnson, Leader Jeffries. Let me thank Majority Leader Scalise. Let me thank Chairman McHenry. And of course, our ranking member, Maxine Waters, who I met during the Shirley Chisholm campaign. Thank you so much for your tremendous leadership and your friendship. Congresswoman Clarke, Congressman Donalds, Congressman Lawler, Congressman Issa. I want to thank everyone, all Democrats and Republicans, for their support. And also, I am deeply grateful to Senators Butler and Warnock and all the members of the Senate for their leadership on the Senate companion bill. And let me take a moment to thank my team, the team of our leadership, Congresswoman Waters, McHenry, and especially Jordan Smith. I want to thank you so much for her expertise, for her hard work in making sure that she worked with everyone, all staff, as a team to get this bill to the floor. Thank you so much, Jordan. You know, it brings me really great joy today that the House is voting on our bill to honor my mentor, friend, and the first member of Congress that brought a new lens and experience which had never been included in this body since the first Congress went into session in 1789. 1789. Congresswoman Chisholm made history as the first black woman to be elected to the United States Congress and the first black woman to run for the presidency of the United States. Now, I am the 20th black woman elected to Congress since 1789. Congresswoman Waters is the 7th black woman elected since 1789. Because of Shirley Chisholm, I am. Because of Shirley Chisholm, there are 31 black women serving in the House of Representatives and 1 black woman now serving in the United States Senate. There have been 2 elected black women in the United States Senate and 1 appointed, Senator Butler. And so that's since 1789. Throughout her 7 terms representing New York's 12th Congressional District, Shirley worked across the aisle to advocate for her constituents and pass bipartisan reforms. She focused on tackling issues of food insecurity and economic justice. Known as Fighting Shirley, she was a fearless advocate for American families and served as a founding member of the Congressional Black Caucus. As many of our colleagues know, Shirley was the catalyst for my career in public service. When I met her while I was a student at Mills College in Oakland, like so many young people today, I was intentionally disconnected with the political system. I did not believe that it worked for me, a young black woman, a mother, a single mother, raising 2 children on her own and on public assistance and food stamps. But when I met and talked to Shirley Chisholm, I quickly saw that she represented a new and unique kind of political leadership in Congress. She stood up for people of color, for black people, for women, for marginalized communities, for low-income people, for people who lived in rural communities and urban communities, for working families, for everyone. And she spoke on issues that I really hadn't heard members of Congress talk about on a national stage before. And when I told Shirley that I was not registered to vote, she took me to task. She called me little girl till the day she died. She got me involved in her campaign, and the rest is history. The path she paved had never been tread before. She carved out a new trail for all of us. She flipped the script and left an indelible legacy on American politics, all while holding the door open for the rest of us to step through. Throughout her life, she remained unbought and unbossed. And as my 26 years in this body comes to an end, this is really personally a full circle moment for me, for which I am deeply grateful. The Congressional Gold Medal serves as the nation's highest expression of gratitude for distinguished service and achievements. It is critical for the next generation of leaders to see the first black woman elected to Congress get the recognition that she deserves. We celebrated what would have been Congresswoman Chisholm's 100th birthday this past Saturday, as Congresswoman Waters mentioned. So it's past time Congress recognize her legendary career and honor her with a Congressional Gold Record. And let me just mention a couple of things which I mentioned last night at the Congressional Black Caucus's special order. And I want to thank Chairman Stephen Horsford for his leadership in helping us bring this bill to the floor. First of all, Shirley Chisholm really fought for everyone, and she prided herself on bipartisan cooperation. Another minute.
Mr. Speaker, if I may yield 2 additional minutes to my colleague. If I may yield 2 additional minutes to my colleague.
Thank you so much. She prided herself on bipartisan work. She actually, when I introduced the first resolution honoring her, I called her from the cloakroom, and she couldn't imagine why, or understand why there were no Republicans except Connie Morella on the floor speaking on behalf of the resolution. She was really upset because she said, has so much changed that the Republicans don't know me, don't remember I worked with them. And I explained to her that the bill was on suspension. It was the first night we came in, and that we had bipartisan support. But she was pretty upset about that because she really wanted Democrats and Republicans to vote for this resolution. So you know what? The first and only time I pulled a bill from suspension was that night. I pulled it from suspension and called for a recorded vote so she could see all of the green buttons that were punched, all of the lights. And so I ran back and I called her. I said, see, Shirley, Republicans and Democrats remember you. They remember your legacy, and you didn't have one no vote on this. Finally, I'll just say Caribbean American Heritage Month is June. And again, Shirley Chisholm inspired me with my work in the Caribbean. Congresswoman Yvette Clarke is a daughter of the Caribbean, and of course, exemplifies Shirley Chisholm's spirit. And President Bush signed my resolution, which established June as Caribbean American Heritage Month to honor the legacy and highlight the good work of Caribbean Americans and to bring closer the ties with America and the Caribbean. Again, bipartisanship. Shirley Chisholm, she wanted to get the job done, and she encouraged all of us to work together to fight for what we believed, but to also understand we had to work together to make life better, quite frankly, for everyone. And so, Miss C, some of us called her Shirley, some of us called her Miss C. I want to thank you for paving the way and for being that catalyst for change. This Congressional Gold Medal is for you, and happy 100th heavenly birthday. Thank you again, Congresswoman Waters. Thank you again, Chairman McKinley.